not getting a trailer for the Minecraft movie was big enough with an entire video breakdown of the... Oh, come on, that's fair use. Then I have even more great news because the first 1.21.40 preview has just released with... What happened to the forest? What is going on here? Like, seriously. Well, I'll tell you something that's going on, and that's the fact that bundles have seen even more additional changes now. Such as the fact that now, if we actually look really close at it, we can actually see the fullness bar, like, right below it when we're actually holding it now. Say if we put in half our chicken right here, and now we can see... Yep, we can see it's about halfway full now, as we can see right there. Even without holding it, we can actually see how much it's actually holding inside of it. If it's completely empty, it's not going to have any of the hot bars showing underneath it, but it only will start filling up when you actually start putting things inside of it, which I didn't right there, but we saw it for a second. That's kind of weird, but it should be something like this, where you could just barely see actually how much is actually being filled up inside this thing. But if you're expecting the first 1.21.40 preview to actually have these outside the experimental tab, then think again, because they are still behind the experimental tab, which, you know, is kind of expected. You'd probably expect Java and Bedrock to see them both out of the experimental features area at the same time, but at least as of right now, they're still under experimental features. Something that's mildly less outside of experimental features is the fact that, say if you were to, like, fill an entire area with, like, vines or something like that, now the vines will actually appear, not for very long, but they will actually appear for at least a very short space of time until they pop out of existence, as they have, like, no place to go to, apart from here. Nope, apart from maybe if I go over here, let's see. Nope, okay, I don't know what I'm doing with the vines, but they're supposedly supposed to be seen now, and I guess, like, in some ways we can definitely see them, just not for very long. Another thing to do with command is actually the shell recipe messages, because for some reason, for the longest time, this is actually considered a cheat, but now as of this run preview, that's actually no longer considered a cheat now. So if we put that to true, then now every time we pick up some blocks, okay, maybe it's just because I'm in creative, but, you know, you should be able to see the show recipe, you know, tab on the top right of the screen every now and then now, without having to risk you breaking your survival world and putting into cheats mode or something like that. How could you do this to me? I did everything I was supposed to. Almost like how, say if you were to kill a polar bear with, like, it being on fire or something like that, now it'll actually drop cooked salmon or cooked fish or something like that, as we can see right here. So, yeah, no longer needing to actually cook fish when you actually kill polar bears, which, you know, there's at least a use for them now. There's at least a use in that case now. Something else that works properly now is the fact that any tamed animal, a wolf, a cat, or a parrot or something like that, will now properly teleport to the player now. So if we go away for a little bit, then... Where'd you go? Oh, there you are, Gar. There you are. If we go away really quickly again, keep an eye on you, then... There you are. You teleport in just as you're supposed to. Good boy. But even without teleporting, they still try to stay up with the player as best as they can with a pretty easily navigatable AI now, as the mobs now have. Oh, I'm going away too fast. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna catch up? You probably get caught up by teleporting, which is fine. They'll even teleport if they're in a fight for some reason. So, say this wolf is fighting that skeleton right now, and I go far enough away, then it will stop fighting and actually come right to me. Speaking about things that constantly come to you, there's been more realm changes. Oh dear. But before you have war flashbacks when realms completely broke Minecraft, don't worry too much, because there's been mainly things added to do with, like, realm events or things like that, which hopefully doesn't break any things or something like that. There's also been things to do with, like, realm marketplace content, and where, like, a bug would prevent activation of add-ons on realms for some reason, but now that should be fixed now. And there's been a whole bunch of other different types of changes with, like, some of the more internal things and some of the more external things, and, you know, a bunch of things like that, meaning 1.20.30 should be releasing probably within the next couple of weeks, which hopefully, even though, like, bundles are behind the experimental tab, that does still mean that we're going to have them in some capacity in the main game, even if you have to turn on experiments. So, yeah, look forward to that. I'll keep you up to date as best as I can. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.